Greetings. This is Paulette Smith, and I want to welcome you to a slightly different sort of tutorial from Don Paul Enterprises, where we are usually helping our clients take actions to market their business. This one is dedicated to the people who design the Weebly sites, and we are focusing on the alt text attribute or the alt text tag, as it's commonly called. And it can be for your regular users or for our regular clients as well, but we just want to talk about that topic today. Now, the alt text tag is usually touted for importance in SEO. It's really an attribute, and it's even more important with its role in assisting people who may be visually impaired or who are required to use a screen reader for understanding the page content. The alt text attribute lets search engines know the relevancy of a page, and it also gives your visitors, the visitors who use screen readers, a better experience. So when you think of your logo being on a page, think of it as an image, and it should have an alt text attribute. And that will let the search engines be able to see your image, whether it's your logo or whether it's another image, but usually they just skip over that. Okay, so here's a good example. Here's a page from my website and it has several images on it. And while I do have words on the page that, a person with good sight, person with good vision would be able to read and take action, a search engine or a screen reader would not see any of the images or know what they are indicating. It wouldn't know that this one means, I want you to join the directory, or that you would get great networking there, or word of mouth promotions, or even referrals. So that leaves out a lot, and you can see how the alt text attribute can bring more visibility to your page and make it more useful as well. Now, one more thing, Weebly makes it lickety split easy for you to add the alt text attribute to most images on your site. So this is basically not about the typical image. Most any image you put on your site, you can easily with one click add the alt text attribute. It's the logo that many designers have had a little bit of problem when they're trying to get their site verified or get it into search engines. They keep getting errors saying that, oh, we can't see the logo with alternative text. It just is blank and we need to have some text there and it does not pass. Plus, sites that have to be 508 verified or have to be verified for people who have vision impairments, they can't get their sites approved by their government contract or whatever because they don't have that coding in there. It's a law. It is actually a law that you make it easy for people who need that service to get it. So this is more than just something to bring up the traffic in your website. Okay, a few words of caution before I show you how to mess around with your theme, okay? You first want to copy or back up your code to anything that you have in your theme and on your website, and Weebly makes it easy for you to do that. And if you're a Weebly designer, you already know that. This way you can always go back to square one, not that you want to. And once you alter your code, you may not be able to get certain kinds of support from Weebly. And it's not because they're mean, guys. It's just because if you go in there and start messing around with the code, they don't really know how to help you from there because they don't know everything that was done. And lastly, once you alter your code, you may need to repeat or redo those alterations if you decide to change templates. Because when you change templates, you're actually telling the server this is a whole new ball game here. And if you put any special coding into a theme, you would need to go into the new theme and put that coding back in. So we've gotten all that out of the way. If I haven't scared you silly, let's move on to our theme page. So when you go into the theme section, and those of you who work inside of Weebly, you know where it is. It's very easy to get to. It's prominent on every page in the back office. And then you would go to edit your HTML or your cascading style section, your S section. Once you get in there, you're going to be looking for your assets because the first thing you're going to want to do is upload your image, and that's where most images are. They're in the assets. Sometimes they might be in a subfolder there as well, but you can tell that your images are in there by looking at the last part of the file name, whether it's a JPEG or a PNG or a GIF, whatever it might be. Okay, so you want to find your asset section so you can upload your logo there. And once you do that, you want to look for your image in that list. You want to find it, and then you want to get the full URL for the image. Now I use Windows, so I can just right click on that image right there in my assets list, and I will get to see the real URL of where it is. It will start, it will be a URL, so it won't be just a file name, and it's where any browser can find it. When I right click, I get a little drop down that says copy image location. When I copy the image location, that gives me the full URL. And whatever machine you're working on or device you have, you want to find the actions you need to take to copy that image location and then put it in your plain text editor like Notepad or something like that, and keep it close because we're getting ready to use it in just a little bit. After you get that URL, then you want to stay in your code editor, but you want to go to your headers section. And inside your header section is every header type that you have in your site, every template, so to speak, that you have in your site. And I usually change all of them because our sites don't typically belong to us. They belong to our clients. And we never know what a client wants to do. That's what makes our work so exciting. But we know when they want to use a new page, we want it to have all of the coding that it needs. So we're going to change the coding in every page. Not in this video. We're just going to show you how to do it in one, and then you will do it in the others. Okay? Every one of them. You'll look for the coding inside of the headers that will indicate you are at the logo section. So they might start out, or the tag might start out as div class, or it might start out as table data ID, but it will say logo, and you usually have that inside of parentheses, that greater sign, and then logo, and it will end the tag there. You want to find that statement because that's where you're going to put your new information. And right now is a good time for me to repeat my caution because this is where you will be glad that you copied your code or backed up your code before messing around with the CSS. Once you find the code, you're going to want to change it. You're going to want to change it, and you're going to want to add something. So you're going to change the div class a little bit, and you're going to put in your image source. And that is this tag here will show the browser where to go get your image to show it in your website along with your alt tag. So that's where you copy. And I just put the two ways that you could do it, but you want to put your URL, you want to put your alt text, whatever you're saying about that image, and you're going to want to put the title in if you choose to do so. And if you have table data ID, the same thing applies there. And there you are. You have your URL. When you save, of course, you're going to save that, and you're going to republish your site, and you're going to be able to just mouse over your URL. It shouldn't look any different place. Okay, once reminder that you would go back and do the same thing in all of your header types, the ones especially that you're using in your website, but just do it in all of them. So if you decide to use a different page later on, you won't have that headache. Okay, well, I just want to say thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe to our channel. You can download our free guide to build your contact list because you know that's what we're really all about. And if you want to talk to us at any time, schedule a strategy session. And I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.